Hello all. Recently a couple of my friends asked me, okay, we got the rant about the Greg, but what's up with the birds they seem to have all over your page? Well, one, they're not just birds, they're ravens. And two, a lot of symbolism, at least for me, behind it. And that's what I want to talk about today is human beings, we function through symbolism, metaphor, simile, which I'm going to put a definition for that right here. The importance of these things is that this is how we interpret the world. And for me, when I got diagnosed, I seemed to jump back into like symbol, metaphor mode. I got the call from my doctor and they said, okay, when do you want to schedule your resection for? And I was like, okay, well, what days do you have? And they were like, well, you can do it on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And so I sat there for a moment and I was like, Wednesday. And my wife kind of looked at me and she's like, why Wednesday? It was like middle of the week. I was like, I'll tell you later. So I got off the phone with them and then I had to explain to my wife why exactly I decided on Wednesday. I'm going to basically retell the exact same thing. And once again, English professor Carl is going to jump into view here. The biggest thing about this is it came down to Odin is Allfather of the Norse pantheon. And with him, there's a couple things that, unless you actually know this stuff, you probably have no clue about. There's a lot of things associated with Odin. Wisdom, intelligence, sacrifice. These are some of the big things. Two other aspects of this. Odin has two ravens, Hugin, Mugen. Hugin actually means thought. Munin means memory or mind. Now the other thing with both the ravens is Odin, at the beginning of each day, would have them fly out into Midgard, fly all around, get as much information as they can, and they would fly back at the end of the day and they would perch on Odin's shoulders and they would tell him what they saw throughout the day. So, once again, intelligence, thought, memory, knowledge. As you can see, something that shows up a lot with Odin, and it shows up with his ravens. I found it very fitting that I had it done on Odin's Day because, one, I was getting my brain cut open and had to do a memory, thought, mind, all that was going on. The other thing I realized really early on in all of this was without sacrifice there will be no gain. Now Odin, one of the things within his mythology is he hung himself from the world tree Yggdrasil for 9 days to gain wisdom about magic. He also, to gain more wisdom, plucked out his own eyeball. Now, I wasn't going to obviously pluck my eyeball or hang myself from the world tree, but I realized that part of me was being taken out. It all just kind of fit very well together for me. And that's why there's the ravens on the page. And that's why I decided to have it on Wednesday, because of the symbolism behind it. Now, for a lot of people who are watching this going, okay, you're an English major, you taught English, you know this stuff inside and out. What's the big deal? Who cares about symbolism? The symbolism was very important because it gave me something to actually hold on to and to go with and towards, because no matter what people think, symbolism is very important. Try to remember back to like when you were taking an English 101 course or a high school English course, your instructor most likely harped on you about symbolism. Is that done on purpose? Sometimes. Oftentimes it comes out because it's there for us. Many things are symbolic for us. For me, once again, Odin's Day represented memory, wisdom, knowledge, but also sacrifice. All the things that went into getting my head cut open, a tumor removed, and me still being able to talk and move and function afterwards. I thought that went very well together because, Odin gave up a lot for his knowledge, his sacrifice, to become more powerful and more knowledgeable. So for me, that's why I had it done on a Wednesday, and that is why the ravens and the raven iconography is going to be present throughout my pages, just because it means a lot to me. So from all of this, find your own symbols. Find things that mean something to you, and it will actually help you out. Once again, I'm all about a compass for diagnosis and that sort of thing. Things that you can point, set your direction to help you along. I am going to say this though. Realize that if you are unwilling to sacrifice something, chances of you getting better, not all that great. So just keep that in mind. I'm actually going to talk about sacrificing food in one of my next videos. So with that, hopefully got a little bit more information about Odin and Norse mythology. See you later, all.